Netflix just announced primetime docu-special, Will Reeve, Finding My Father. Tell us about it. First of all, there is video evidence that you've been adorable your entire life.
Well,
so there we have
skipped
it.
over ages like 11 to 14. But yeah. This is a project that I've spent a few years in the making and 30 years in the dreaming. I've wanted to do this specific thing that is now coming out to the world on February 26th for so long. The last thing that my dad ever filmed before his accident in 1995 was this rather niche gray whale documentary. He flew to Alaska and he went to Mexico and followed the migration of the gray whales. And it was the last thing that he filmed, and it was the last sort of evidence that I had of him in full flight as an adventurer, this dynamic man of action up and moving through the world, because he was injured when I was so young. And my experience with him was when he was paralyzed and more still. And so I wanted to go find the version of him that I didn't really get to know as well as either of us would have wanted to. And I felt that my best entry point into that universe would be to go to those places and see the things that he saw and meet people that knew him and met him 30 years ago. And so we've turned it into this documentary that I've been trying to make for a long time, and now it's finally here. Yeah.
When you meet people, you know, when you go back in time and you meet people who knew your father, what was the impression you got about him from them?
One of the most gratifying things was meeting these folks in this tiny lagoon town in Baja, Mexico, and this even tinier island near Siberia, who met my dad for a brief moment in time. They knew he was Superman. It's a global franchise, apparently, and he touched them in a way that moved me 30 years later, because he arrived as this star and they were excited, like, oh, you know, people like him don't come around much. And then he left and they felt that they knew him and that he knew them. Like, he saw them for who they were, and he ingratiated himself and experienced their culture. And it was just amazing to meet people. I had this guy come up to me on this rocky beach in Alaska. He like whipped up to me on his ATV, and he's like, I gotta show you this. And he pulls out this folded, faded photo from 30 years ago. It's him and my dad on that same beach.
It's amazing.
And luckily our cameras were rolling on that and many moments like that. And I think another really special part of this that not only makes the project sing, but makes my heart sing and makes me feel closer to my dad, is I found the sons in each place of the men who took my dad around 30 years ago, and we all experienced this connection together.
That's really amazing.
That's great. Yeah. Hey, this week you were in the first ever Reeve Hockey Classic.
Yeah, the Reeve
in Boston.
Cup. It's an inaugural thing that the Reeve Foundation, the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, is an organization that I'm a board member of. We seek cures for spinal cord injury, help people impacted by paralysis.
Done tremendous work.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, we've raised hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's sort of a lasting legacy of my parents. And we're big hockey fans in our family, and my dad played hockey, and we have a partnership now with the National Hockey League, and did this amazing USA versus Canada sled hockey game for the Reeve Cup, the inaugural. There's an actual trophy, which was really exciting. I dropped the first ceremonial puck and handed out the trophy, and we had a big fundraiser. Mark Messier, New York Rangers legend, came by. It was a lot of, it was really meaningful. Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Well, congratulations. It's great having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Will Reeve, Finding My Father, airs on Wednesday, February 26th at 10 p.m. on ABC and streams the next day on Disney Plus and Hulu.